Danielle now commences the haircut through the center back. After dividing the hair horizontally, Danielle takes a vertical section and cuts a line that follows the shape of the head. The next section that Danielle takes is parallel, over-directed into the center and cut using the first as a guide. Danielle will now progress with this technique through the first side of the back. Notice here that the over direction that Danielle uses naturally increases to allow for the roundness of the head. It also allows for the change in hairline shape that happens at this point in the head. Notice also that the fingers are held much more horizontally. This assists in maintaining squareness to the shape in this area. Danielle takes a moment to assess the shape so far. Danielle will now repeat the same sectioning and cutting procedure on the second side. Once the second side is complete, Danielle divides the hair at a point just below the crown, diagonally down to the top of the ears. Danielle now takes a vertical section and combs the hair up to enable her to cut a line from short to long, as shown. Once this length is established, Danielle then refines and reduces the angle slightly. This will provide disconnection through the center of the two panels that will be used when the hair is dressed. Danielle will work initially with parallel sections, over-directing onto the previous one each time to build graduated length as she progresses across the head. As before, the sections begin to pivot as the round of the head is reached. The top of the final section is defined by the perimeter of this area. Notice the degree of over-direction that maintains maximum length. Danielle assesses how the hair has reacted to the technique and makes any adjustments as necessary. In this instance, just removing slightly more weight from the top of the final section. Assessing the shape as it's created with the hair in an evenly damp state is a vital part of the process and should be performed at regular intervals. Danielle now repeats the same sectioning and cutting procedure for the second side. Danielle now assesses how the hair has responded. Danielle now takes a section from the back to the front hairline. Using the previously cut hair as a guide, Danielle over-directs the hair back and cuts a line from short to long. Danielle continues by taking parallel sections to the first, lifts the hair up and cuts by using the previous hair as a guide. Note how the sections at the front are over-directed backwards to maintain length around the face. Danielle has worked down the side of the head using the same technique, and now with her final section she drops the hairline area out. As Danielle assesses the hair, notice the extreme difference in length that this technique produces. The second side is cut using the same sectioning and cutting procedure as the first. Danielle now establishes the outline shape. Starting at the nape, using the tips of the scissors, she points a line that works longer towards the face. Danielle completes the look by working through the top panel. Once again, she works a line from the same point in the back, but becomes longer than the previous two sections. Notice that Danielle has also disconnected the hairline through the front. The finished result is a compact, stylish shape with gentle ruffled movement. Prior to commencing the coloring technique, Peter divides the hair as shown. Starting at the hairline and using a classic slicing technique, Peter applies a combination of blonde or dust-free powder and 6% Well-Oxen Perfect. Notice how Peter's foil packets get smaller at the point of the section, which will ensure the product remains close to the root. Peter repeats the same process on the second side. Here the foil placement can be clearly seen. A center panel has been left between the two foiled sections, which is approximately 1 centimeter in thickness. Using a classic tint application, Peter applies a combination of 30 grams of 4-0 medium brown, 30 grams of 5-0 light brown, 15 grams of 5-5-65 light intense violet mahogany brown, and 75 grams of 6% Well-Oxen Perfect. Peter uses gentle brush strokes when working around the foiled sections. Peter colors the hair in between all the foil packets. Peter now allows to process according to manufacturer's instructions. Starting on the left-hand side, Peter tones the pre-lightened sections using a combination of 15 grams of 6-7 dark brunette blonde, 5 grams of 0-65 deep pink special mix, and 3 grams of 0-33 gold special mix, and 23 grams of 6% Well-Oxen Perfect. Using a wide tooth comb, Peter combs the hair to ensure a clean and even result. Peter now tones the second side using a combination of 10 grams of 0-88 blue special mix, 5 grams of 0-66 violet special mix, and 15 grams of 6% Well-Oxen Perfect. Peter isolates the hair using foil and allows to process according to manufacturer's instructions. The finished look is a modern take on the convertible color technique, with tones of hazel brown and navy sitting in a cool, dark base.